right, welcome to the Dragon's Tome. I am your host Chopper, joined with Jack and Rob as always. And we are the Dragon's Tome. We are going to be going over Dragon Magazine number 201. This is January
1994. We're in a new year.
1994. This is it.
This is
The big 94. Anything special happened in 94?
grunge. No, that was 92, wasn't it?
That was 92.
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain killed himself in 94, didn't he? This cover's by Mark Poole. Not to get too dark. It's a bird.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good looking falcon.
I'm pretty sure this is the one that they found at Gen Con, and they was like, "Can we use that for a cover?"
Yeah, I do like this bird. Just got that attitude. Look like what you want from me?
You coming at me, bro?
You want me? Yeah. You got something else to say?
Yeah.
Tough guy.
Say it to my face.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're importing that on this bird.
Because look at him. He's all attitude right now.
And he's half the size of a castle. That's a giant ass bird.
Yeah. Jack never learned about perspective. In real life too, he's like, "That's a giant car." Oh no, it's just closer to me than the other.
Even just the way his posture is, looks like he's got his shoulders back and like, you want some, bro? Come on.
Pat has a real issue with birds. Jack, is that a whole glass full of whiskey?
Can we conduct ourselves with a little decorum?
Yeah.
That's a lot of whiskey.
All right. Well, who's this cover by the way?
Mark Poole. I already said it.
Rob said.
You did say that. I wasn't listening.
You were making Kurt Cobain jokes that I was trying to avoid.
I didn't actually make Kurt Cobain jokes.
You were gonna.
I was never a big fan of Kurt Cobain, so I was just gonna leave it at that.
He was actually being intimidated by a bird. Give him the skunk eye, so he couldn't concentrate on you.
I was a little more fearing for my life from this fucking bird because, well, I think I can kick his ass. You never know. He might.
He's
be
a big bird.
A good one in there.
He's a big bird.
So, all right. Well, again, good looking cover. Love it. Mark Poole's a good artist. Let's move on. Wait, I see something. What the fuck is that? Is it a ghost in the river?
I see something.
Oh, on the left-hand side, it's the cover must have
got a little smudged.
Or I like to think it's a thief hidden in shadows.
I like her. Pet's like, I see something. I must say something.
That's good. If you're ever at the airport or perhaps in a large gathering of people, especially in America, yes, please. If you see something, say something.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
You did the right thing.
I'll be the first one to point out which one of you motherfuckers left the bomb.
And then you'll get blamed for it, like that guy in the Olympics that one year.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor bastard. Yeah, guys, there's something here. It must have been you. And then they didn't bother looking for anyone else.
Yeah, it took years for him to get cleared.
The George. Okay,
it'll come to you in about 15 minutes.
All right, I'm ready to watch.
Have more whiskey. That'll help.
I'm ready for Rob to have a meltdown. So let's go to page 8.
Well, my meltdown is it seems Mohan can't be fucking bothered to do editorials because this is by Dale Donovan. So Mohan's like, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna collect my page 8. I think I said that.
8.
I guess yes.
I'm just gonna collect my paycheck. Anyways, this is Dale Donovan giving a bio on himself since we're not really known him much. He lists his favorite RPGs, and only 2 of them are from TSR, which I think is hilarious, and I think he just threw them in. One of them is not even made anymore, it's Game World, and the other one is, I think he threw in AD&D 2nd edition because he had to. But the rest are all Call of Cthulhu, Star Wars, Ars Magica, like it's all other people's games, which I thought was funny.
This guy is divorced at 27, wow.
Yeah, he was ahead of the curve. It was the thing he did.
I wonder if Duck knows him. You should ask. I'll ask.
This is much farther after Duck's time.
Well, 27 at 94, that's pretty young.
Yeah, he's way after Duck's time. Anyways, mostly his articles is him asking for...
That's my age.
He's asking for suggestions for future articles. And he's pretty much
wound up today. He's choked up on the camera like a bat in an NBL game. He's like right here, like.
And he just says that past times they did the suggestions, and they took a lot of those in. And if you suggest something, people might get spurred on. Like before, people asked why there was no African articles, and now we get all African articles. So
Yeah, it's a lot of African articles. So much that there's too many.
well, you get what you ask for. Careful what you wish for. Anyways, that's pretty much it. It's just Dale Donovan introducing himself. So far, he seems pretty milquetoast. I don't have any opinion on him.
But
He hasn't stirred me in any emotional way yet. I don't like him. I don't hate him.
I'm sad for him for being divorced.
You really hung up on
Could
his
have been the best
divorce.
thing that ever happened.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know, but I'm not gonna say till I know all the facts.
A weird thing to be hung up on.
Yeah. If you'd have said, you know what, he's Irish, so he's probably a drunk, I'd go, okay, yeah, you're right, Pat. That's something to say. But divorce.
Divorce.
I don't think he's got
1994.
enough personality to be drunk.
All right,
Jack, you're not Irish.
After you're done drinking, Jack, why don't you tell us what page we're going to?
Page, the PDF, page 78, please.
Whoa, that's so big it
We are
barely fits
talking-
on the screen.
The,
It doesn't actually fit.
the 10 Commandments
Ooh.
of tournament writing.
I almost did this, but it just was so hard to put my thoughts into order on this one.
And I agree, so that's why I'm gonna say it's for tournament writing, but I've never written for a tournament. I don't care about writing for a tournament. So
why'd you choose this
we're gonna
article?
go- because we're gonna do like an 8 commandments thing. Because the first 8 are how to write an adventure, a good adventure. So
That have nothing to do
and
with tournaments, and it's still useful.
Yeah.
Yes, the last 2 basically are for the tournament. The last 3. But so I'm just going to go down real quick for all 8. Number 1, thou shalt bend the rules until they've broken them. Rules are meant to be broken. I think this becomes once like the grognards have kind of released a little bit. It's understood that in role-playing games, it's a game that's not meant to. It's not a board game where everyone has to play by the same set of rules. You can, as long as you're making it fun and as long as it's kind of balanced, you do you. Number 2 is thou shalt create the characters first. Make exciting characters. So if you're going to give characters to your players, or if you're going to, like give backstories, give them some pizzazz, make them interesting. You're foisting this upon them. At least make it something. Don't put a boat anchor around their neck with some boring.
Pizzazz. Gotta give them the pizzazz.
Yeah, give them a little
Panache.
zhuzh them up a little bit. A little
Zhoosh.
panache.
Zhoosh.
Number 3, thy setting shall be unusual and interesting. You got to wow them. At every step of the way, it has to pique interest. If your setting is okay, you are in a, Kevin Costner's Robin Hood backlot set dressing for a medieval town, and you're like, yeah, everyone's known that. Like we've been playing for years. We've played to death that. So let's do a pick village or something different. Which again, for an adventure, even on a Friday night with the same campaign you're doing, this adventure, give it a little something. Okay, now we have 4. Thy plot shall neither be too simple nor too complex. Now this is more so for
I don't know. I think that's true for anything though. You don't want it super complex where the players have no clue what they're doing.
Yes.
And you also don't want it like boring that it's so easy, but I agree this was for anything.
You have to reward the players enough, but challenge the players enough, and then you just have to keep going back and forth. If they feel like there's no answer or there's no reasoning behind, or if any stymieing like that, if there's not the thing that once they get to that point that it's because of this, or you got to answer those questions. You got to keep moving along. Delicate balance. 5, thine enemies shall be worthy. No explanation necessary. That's pretty reasonable.
It's reasonable, but it's also hard. When you're just like, and you're throwing a bunch of goblins at somebody, it's hard to make them all unique and You know,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I understand
which
what
goes
the thought behind it. It's just it's a lot of work.
yeah, yeah, which goes into 6, which is thou shalt have witty, reasonable, balanced encounters. Now, combat isn't always encounters, and encounters aren't always combat. So this involves like if you're gonna throw a puzzle in, and again, it's not just for a tournament, for just your game. You got to really think about how much time or what it is that you're going to dedicate your time and the player's time to a puzzle.
Yeah,
We've all been stuck for way too long
yeah.
on. So
And also,
Yeah,
if they're not getting it, give them clues. Don't let them just wallow in this fucking puzzle that they're never gonna solve. Like,
yeah,
because eventually, for me anyways, the brain turns off.
hey, I
Click.
just give up. Yeah, I'm like, fine, I'll just shoot
Okay.
Judge Dredd in the head.
yeah. I'll do what you don't want me to do.
We're done here. We're turning around. We're leaving the dungeon.
Yeah,
Guess we're stupid. Thanks.
yeah,
Um, so 7, thy scoring shall be fair and balanced. Now we're getting into tournaments, so
yeah.
I'm gonna, yeah, okay. 8, thy second round shall be worthy of its players. I think every follow up adventure should be equal or better because you're gonna know the players, you're gonna know the characters, you're gonna know everything.
Yeah.
You should, but for a tournament, yes, I suppose you should. If the players have won, gotten that far, they're the ones that
They
want
deserve a even higher stakes, higher fun. Yeah.
right, a reward. And 9, thou shalt make it fun for the game master. Now we're going back to what's useful for all of us. And gone are the days of the antagonist, like a board game where it's like a
Trying
one
to kill
versus
everyone.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's when you are making it enjoyable for the players and they are getting it and you're getting it and it's fun.
Yeah, like to see the
It's
joy on like players' faces when they're playing, or like just to all of a sudden they're like, just
I like
oh,
to
I
see the
can't
joy
believe
on
we
the
figured
DM's
that out.
faces
It
when
makes you feel
everyone
good.
dies.
Well, you're an evil person, which we
yeah,
know.
yeah. So yes, you hope that that the gaming experience is so good that your players are able to reciprocate with responses that the ones you want. Oh, I did give them
Yeah,
a little
nothing's
bit of
better. I remember when I was GMing, like when I was really young, we were playing I think it was a chill game, and there was one clue. I was like it's such a subtle clue, and the players got it, and I was like, it just worked perfectly. I was like, well, that's it feels so sweet when it just everything just fits and everybody figures things out, and it was just enough. Like, what are we doing? And then all of a sudden, oh, this, and it just worked out perfectly. That is such a good feeling. I'm sure it's less of a good feeling when you just go, I'm going to look in the well, and you ruin the whole adventure right off the bat.
at a tournament
Yeah.
with one of the writers of Call of Cthulhu and me
Yeah,
and my
guy
buddy,
guy who actually wrote the article or wrote the adventure.
the module. Yeah, and I said, well, I'm just going to go over there and look in the well. I'm going to look at the
It's
body
like,
in the well. He went,
why?
how did you know there's a body in the well? I went, I just
There's
knew.
always a body in the well.
Yeah,
I think that's what I said. There's always a body in the well.
exactly. Don't you?
He's like, he thought he was being clever, and meanwhile, Jack just figured him out in one guess, ruined his whole
then
life.
My buddy Rich, he had a book with him. I think he signed the book and everything like that. It was a good. Anyway,
Was that?
Anyways,
There was another one where at the end, I was in that one. There was a book that you're like, okay, I'm just gonna read it out loud, and they're like, you're gonna read that out loud? Yeah, I'm gonna read that out loud.
yeah, good times.
Yeah, we loved
and,
ruining people's fun at game tournaments.
Last but not least, thou shalt beg, borrow, or kidnap a good editor. Again,
That's
I
harder
don't have
because
the
all your
luxury.
editors are the ones playing. That's a problem. You're not going to show your
Yeah.
players the game, so
I don't
Yeah.
have that luxury. No one at home has that luxury. So
that works
that's
for
one of
tournaments
those-
once again because you show it to another GM at the tournament and say like, "How's this look?"
So
Yeah.
to pivot it back to the way I'm interpreting this article, once you've wrote it and you're ready, and I know you're probably sick of it or you're already like crunch time because it takes time and your game night's coming up, just give it a reread.
Yeah,
just go through and just think about how our crazy friend Dave, who's paranoid, will act.
Yeah, that's another thing. It should be in here is anticipate what the players are going to do, because it's never going to be it's not going to be smooth sailing every time. They're going to go off on a trip, just find the tangents, find the parts where you're going to have to steer them back to where they're supposed to be, because the players are a box of squirrels. That's what players are.
So I would say edit yourself if you have the time. Just go through and do it yourself. So that is my article.
Nice.
All right.
How to make a adventure.
So that comes to me, and we're going to go to page 101.
101.
Undiscovered treasure troves, using non-gaming sources as inspiration. So this basically is saying to how to use real life events.
I like that
picture. To create adventures, engaging to make engaging new servers. I kind of like this idea, because you can just pick up your daily paper back in the day when you had a daily paper. You can kind of scan for something you want to do and get an idea, especially if you're looking at a city setting, like some of these things he was using an example.
Yeah, back in the day, I definitely used books. Like, I'll be like, I read a book and it had this plot.
Nice, but this is similar to that, except for you're using things that
actual real sources. Yeah.
So it's you can do local, he talks about, or you can do world events, and then just kind of work from there. And
makes sense also to take personalities of celebrities or personalities of people you see on, like, politicians, use their personalities
as NPCs and things like that. So I thought it was a nice, it's not a very long article, but it's packed with just enough to be like, okay, I have a general idea what he's saying, and now I can flesh out.
Yeah, that's, I think, the best article is doesn't get too wordy. It just gives you a flash of idea that you can expand on. Those are my favorite articles. Yeah. The ones that explain it to the nth detail, I'm always like, yeah, okay, you over-explained it. I don't want to do it your way. I have my own ideas, and I already thought, like, after the first, like, 2 paragraphs how I wanted to do it. So I like the shorter ones that give you just a spark, like this kind of thing.
His thing is draw inspiration from real life or from, and in these, in these broad strokes. And then if you're reading this and you're not thinking, oh yeah, if my villain kind of acted like this guy, this celebrity,
like this, or this real life crook that just we saw on a trial of some
like a mobster or something. Yeah.
It should be enough. There should be enough light bulbs going off that you don't have to go.
And
okay, now.
And once again, it's not
2 pages.
This is not something I would have thought of. Like it's something that, oh, that's right, that is a good idea. I would never have thought of that. So those are the best articles for sure.
Yeah, so I thought this was a good article. It wasn't very long, very short, sweet, and now it's got me thinking, all right, so I've been kind of in a dry spell of what I need to be looking, so now I'm going to keep an eye out on the blogger, on the blots.
You could do your crazy mayor of that one town. I love that story.
Oh, the girl that's embezzled all the money that we were watching down in Dalton.
Did she ever get arrested?
I don't know. I don't think she got arrested.
She just faded away when she lost the election, yeah.
I think she's still under federal indictment, though.
She stole a shit ton of money from the poorest fucking part of Chicago, so yeah. She should be.
That'd be great. That'd be perfect to have a little town mayor like that.
Yeah.
As an adventure,
you have to stop her.
Find a way to get her out of there, or
she just
has return from their request and like, okay, well, where's the mayor? We were promised this much money. What about the land we were getting? Where is she? And they're like,
she ran off with it.
Yeah. It's all gone.
It's all gone. All right. Who's up next?
Me.
Rob. Me. Where we going?
This is a big one because this is a double header. It's good old Alan Varney, my favorite guy. It's role-playing reviews on page 66. There's 2 things here because he reviews Underground and Magic the Gathering, so I'm going to take them both at the same time, so it doesn't count as 2 articles. But first one, he's talking about Underground. Well, I understand where Varney's coming from now because he's fucking insane. He praises the production quality of Underground. He says it's amazing. It's every page is glossy paper. It makes me want to track down this book now because he said it's
glossy paper is the way to make a good role playing game.
Well, like it's just good production quality. He's saying, but he doesn't think it's a good game. He hates this game. He thinks he's offended because I found this amazing. The first thing he's offended about, you can tell what kind of guy he is, because the first thing he's offended about, in the book, they use the pronoun they instead of he or she. And I was like, wow, 1994, that's pretty progressive. And he flips his ass off. He gets so mad about this. And it keeps going, because then he's offended because the game promotes the overthrow of the U.S. government. It's about these war vets that come back from a war and the government abandons them, and they kind of joined us underground to overthrow the government. And he says it's sedition, and it should be the writers of it should probably be happy that it's a role playing game.
Sedition.
He literally says that, and he says like in real life, he thinks the people who wrote this book should be tracked down for treason if there was any justice. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's a role-playing game. Like, it's so crazy. And it's not even like current. Like, if it was like talking about the current government, maybe like he was actually making fun of the actual government. This is like takes place 30 years in the future or something. It's like not even a current thing. And it's super sci-fi. It's does he have this opinion about sci-fi movies too? Like,
well, but you gotta
does he hate
understand-
Star Wars because they're trying to overthrow the Empire?
He doesn't understand that what dystopian really is, though. Remember?
Yeah, it's just so crazy. Yeah, but the
I
game
think-
itself. What, sir?
I don't know how old he is when he's writing these, but he sounds like an old crank, like the guy who's always writing to the newspaper about, the most benign things.
Well, I think
But
he
it's-
sounds like the current crop of everyone in the fucking internet. That's what I think he sounds like.
Yeah, but back then, like, does he not understand that has he had so little connection to the written word that the use of they is so much more streamlined than what was
When you don't know the
bandied
answer.
around
Yeah.
for a long time was the he, her, she, him. Like, remember, for a long time in
Yeah.
writing, it was
Yeah, the slash, yeah.
slash, and it was like this is
Inefficient. Yeah.
untenable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we cannot do this. There's got to be an easier. Oh yeah, they.
They think that's the beauty of the nowadays, because they think this is a new thing, the woke thing. It's been around forever. It's just the way that it's easy to say. You don't know what the person is. You don't know who you're talking to in this role playing game. If it's a girl or guy reading it, you say they. So, anyways,
Well, I don't know if Alan Varney's still alive, but
I hope not.
His stance on the
I do want to look it up.
the make pretend insurrection of this game's basis. I'm sure his stance on acts that have happened in Januaries of past years, I'm sure he would not be using this.
He might have been
salty
there.
language.
He might have been there.
He might have been heaping praise on said people. He strikes me as that kind of person. I don't think I'm that far off.
No, I don't think so at all. But actually, when he talks about the game itself, the underground game sounds pretty interesting. It's taking, I guess, it's really taking a lot of actual like events about veterans being abandoned and like the homelessness in LA, and like it's really like taking current events and projecting them into the future. And he's asking questions this game is asking questions in 1994 that are like true today. Like, it sounds like it's, other than the superpowers these guys have, it sounds like pretty accurate that this underground game. And the joke is Varney's offended by it. So. But then he goes on to talk about Magic the Gathering. So that's where the meat of this one is, because he says it debuted at Gen Con of 93, and it was just a craze at Gen Con. I guess it was just like a feeding frenzy, like we saw with that Disney card game that when we were there.
Lorcana.
Yeah. And he says he predicts this game's being a trailblazer, and he predicts he also says that he sees right off the bat that this is going to be a competitive way. The way the game's going to be is super competitive and pay to play kind of thing. He predicts that right off the bat, and I'm like, yeah, it's exactly how it's going to be. And he also says there's a lot of competitors already making games for it, like in that same genre. And he says Cyberpunk, Vampire, Underground already have CCGs in development. After this happened, they were like, this is the way of the future. Get these out as quick as possible.
Well,
And then
the irony there is that Spellfire gets crushed.
yeah, well, that's just because it's a little too late, I think. By then, all these other games were already on the market.
Well, Spellfire was out before Vampire.
No,
Card game.
Vampire comes out next year.
No, the card game?
Yeah, Vampires are coming out like early this year, 1994.
When did Spellfire come out?
And Cyberpunk is right on the edge. I remember those two as being I remember we got Vampire right after we got Magic, because it was like that was like brand new. I never did see the Underground one. I'm sure it was out there because there were so many, but
Yeah, There was. I remember we had a couple, and I remember
Legends of the
one that I
Five
really liked.
Rings, the martial art one. That was my
I
favorite.
just gonna say there's one that you had mooks and you
Yeah,
had
yeah,
the
yeah. That
heavies and
was
stuff like
awesome.
that,
Yeah.
and that was really good.
Yep.
But
It
Well,
just
it'll
never
be
caught on.
close because Spellfire comes out in '94 also.
Oh
In
yeah,
June.
yeah. There you go. Everybody's pumping them out. They're like June. Yeah, that's how fast these people are releasing these things, right? He does add a postscript because as he wrote this, it was just after Gen Con. But he says 6 weeks after Gen Con, the release of Magic has become a juggernaut, and that they've already sold out of all the Magic. You cannot get it anywhere. And he likens players to junkies, and it's like that's true. Like it's so true that it is just gambling. But he's like, he says that, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's being a dick. But then he's like, but I'm one too because I do it too. Like he admits that he's a junkie now too. And he does say that
Oh,
Wizard
yeah.
at the time, yeah, I sold my comic book collection to buy Magic cards. That's how bad it was. Like that was a true junkie move, like to sell my X-Men comics to buy Magic cards. That is what people who are addicted to drugs do. I see it now, like it's crazy. Yeah.
and you, for I'm not going to exaggerate, 20 years regretted that.
Oh yeah.
For 20
until
years,
I was able to buy it all back. Like I've recently, like in the last 10 years, I bought it all back. But yeah, and there's still issues I don't have that I wish I sold at the time. And he does say Wizards of the Coast was caught aware of how popular this was going to be, and a second edition's already in the works. So that's going to be beta. So yeah, it's just crazy how fast that that is predicted that's going to be a juggernaut. Like I'm amazed about that. Where like they weren't caught unaware. They saw it and they're like, holy shit, this is going to change the industry, and everybody jumped on it. Like that's the amazing thing I thought about this. That it wasn't like people were like, oh, like it came out of nowhere. But the moment it was out, they were like, oh shit, we got to do this because otherwise we're getting left behind. This is so big.
Yeah.
And such a good idea to sell random card packs so people have to keep buying. Like such a good idea. But yeah,
That's the baseball card model. It's modified. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's not. He even says it's not the first time that card games, like Steve Jackson's been doing card games forever, but it's the first time that they put it all together to be this package of like unbelievable addiction. Yeah, like you're just yearning for more. You want the next hit. Like opening those packs was like getting a hit. Like it's the like the dopamine. Seeing it now, it's like it's so bad. Like it's just like what they say about loot boxes in video games, how they're trying to ban them. It's the same thing. Kids getting addicted to this kind of shit I'm sure it caused addiction in other things. Like I think the dopamine addiction is it's true. Yeah. You got to find you're chasing it somewhere. I mean,
well, then it moves on to Pokemon, and then it moves on to Yu-Gi-Oh! After that. Remember, there's 1,000 videos online where you see people just fighting in front of card games because they feel like someone stole their pack.
I think Walmart had to lock them up because people were just, when they released, they just frenzy. Like they were just like ripping the people apart. Like it was just crazy. It's addiction. It's all it is.
I think it was last week in Japan they had a Pokemon thing where you went to McDonald's and purchased a meal and you got a card.
It was just crazy.
It was packed. It was packed, and the reporter went there, and there was just all the meals. They would take the meal away from the table, they would put it on a table, and they would take the pack and they would walk out the door.
They didn't even
there was just this food, this waste of food.
Wow.
In Japan,
that's not done.
There's a term for wasteful food, whatever, and the government stepped in and said, "You're done with your promotion. You're done with any future promotions. This cannot stand. Like this is not good."
The wastefulness was just beyond the pale. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. But this is where it began. Good old Magic.
Hey, Jack, what do you got going on?
Oh. Well, if we could go to page 48, please, of the PDF. We're going to look at, this is where it starts, but if we scroll down a little bit,
Dragon Project.
The Dragon Project, but it has this preamble here that's kind of...
I'm not going to lie, it took me about 5 minutes to figure out what game this was for.
Let's just say Sandy Peterson likes to preamble.
Well, he doesn't name it. It's in the italic part, so if you skip
it's Pendragon,
the italic part, then you're not going to know where this is coming from.
And it starts out with characters that, yes, Sir Gormond could be one of the Knights of the Round Table. That it could be like there is but I don't know if it's just the way it's laid out or whatnot. But I was like, this could have been done better. This could have been just a couple tweaks. And
almost like an editor is needed for this. Hey, Mohan, where the fuck are you?
Yeah, you can't have Donovan
You can't do
writing
everything.
your article and editing it. You
Yeah.
can't. This is um, who knows
He's
why.
sitting with
It
his
might
Mai
just
Tai
be.
at that side of the pool.
It might just be the way that's laid out, and it's a
It's
page
also
facing each other,
it's
and
also Sandy Peterson. He's a wordy guy, and he's also a kind of a stalwart of the industry. So you're not going to be like, I think we should rewrite this from some fucking Dale Donovan's not going to tell Sandy Peterson to rewrite his fucking article. He's like,
like
you're lucky I sent you this fucking article, so shut the fuck up.
hey Dale, what is this day 2 of your job?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
Lick my boots,
what am
motherfucker.
I going to change? What am I going to change?
Imagine
Yeah.
Sandy Peterson, a Mormon, actually talk like that. He's like a fucking
Yes.
mob boss.
Yes, he seems like a very kind,
Yeah, he's-
friendly.
well, yeah.
He loves games. He loves like he just seems like the most affable person.
Yeah.
So for the sake of comedy, him trash talking some 27-year-old, like he's gonna have him put in the trunk of a car. Anyways, this is Rofocal the Dragon for the Dragon Project, and we're gonna skip the preamble to what basically the story is, that this knight takes a whole bunch of his followers to kill this dragon. The dragon, he describes it like it's what happens if mice decide they're all going to fight a cat. Doesn't go so good with that knight. And then if the PCs then go to encounter the dragon has to explain why that is. And in this game, this setting, dragons that start to eat make them get more and more hungry. So, if you fight a dragon, he just gets more and more
Yeah,
intense.
you're feeding into his frenzy.
But he also said, but dragons, when we sleep, we start with doze and it gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and sometimes we'll just sleep for centuries because
Yeah.
it just
Nobody
compounds
bothered
on
us.
itself.
Yeah.
Everything is exponentially like just does that. So it gives us some how the interaction would go, like, oh, if you want to try and defeat the dragon, if you want to talk it out of being a bad guy, which it wasn't really established that he was a terrible guy, but
Yeah, I don't
anyways,
think there's
then,
alignments in Pendragon or anything, so it could be, it's not like he's evil. It's just a dragon. You can't. It's just his nature, right? Do you get mad at the lion for eating people? No, it's his nature.
so it says, like, yeah, it is an
Especially
evil
when you go into its
creature,
environment.
but so, like, it's like, hey, you got to use holy weapons if you want to try and kill it. You got to do this, and then it ends up with what's in its lair. Now, again, I've never played the game, so the stats, I could parse out some of the stuff, and I could, but the more interesting part is kind of the story around it. It is like an ecology of this dragon
Yeah.
for a game I play, but it was interesting enough that I read it.
I was always
Not saying
interested
something.
with Pendragon because of the way the system works, where when your character dies, you become the character's son and take over the legacy. That's such a cool system. The stats, though, yeah, it's like size, dexterity, strength, and constitution. I don't know if that's for all characters or just monsters that have that. Like, I wonder if characters have more stats. I haven't read the book.
I don't know anything about this
Yeah.
too much myself. So
It was an old game,
Still
so it might have been
glory.
really based on D20. It might have been very, like, those early ones, like Tunnels and Trolls and stuff, were just like carbon copies of D&D. I'm curious if this was an old game. It might be very similar. Before they
I don't know if
started
it's an old
really,
game, because I think it's still out.
well, it's an old game. Pendragon's been around
Yeah.
for a long time, but it's
I mean, it's
lasted.
an old game. It's been around, but I still think it's still in production.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, today I think you could still buy
I see it at the
Pendragon.
Chaosium booth
Yeah.
when I go there. So
Yeah, for sure. It's still available. Who
When
knows
I
what
see
edition?
move stats in like described in inches or feet, like I always go, okay, it kind of it puts a date on things back when, like, it was more, that was the norm.
Mhm.
And when you see certain stuff, so you can tell it's old. It's got certain hallmarks of being like
Mm-hmm.
old
Yeah,
school.
yeah. It definitely has hallmarks of being old school, like having hit points and like major wounds and armor and stuff. Like it really just heal rates. That's kind of cool. So it heals 12 points per turn. That's crazy.
all right,
Neat.
all done there, Jack.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, then my turn. Let's go to page 120.
Oops, not 220.
And
I
is this
can't
your
type.
buddy?
What?
Who writes this? This is Robert Bigelow. So this is a long article in
Oh,
some,
you're
but
talking
I'm
about
only going to
40K?
I'm only focusing on the second edition of 40K,
I
which is
I
where
assumed you were going to talk about this one.
this is where I go ham on into 40K
What's
at this
that?
point.
What's that orc mech there called?
That is called the Dreadnought. They call it the Death Dreadnought,
Oh,
which I fucking hate. Which I fucking hate, but this is the Orc Dreadnought.
I see. It's a dreadnought now. I've 3D printed these. I thought that thing on top was his head, but it's a flag behind him.
No, it's the
Yeah,
flag.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the funny thing is,
Now
when
I
you
see
got
it.
the
Like, the
second
moment you said
edition,
that, I was like, oh, that's not his head.
when you got the second edition, you did not get a Dreadnought for the Orc Army. You just got a standee.
Oh,
And that
that's a
was perfectly
standee for it.
fine.
Oh, that's
The
funny.
irony here is, yeah, it's just a cardboard standee. The
That's
irony
funny.
here is now that you can't even play the game with standees, or accepted to
Right,
play
yeah.
a Warhammer game with a standee. You have to pay $150 for the model itself.
Or you pay
And,
$150 for a 3D printer and print 3 of them for your
yeah,
friend.
I have 6 of them just over my shoulder there.
Yeah.
the cool thing is
Didn't
though
pay
is
for one.
this is one of the earlier. This is the second set that come out, and you still got a shit ton of miniatures
And they're plastic, aren't they?
in this set. Yeah,
I love
they're
that.
plastic.
That was the
They're two
early
piece,
early
they're
adopter of plastic was GW for sure.
two piece push pins. But you got 20 Marines and 20
They
Space
still look
Orcs
good.
and
Like
40
those
Veterans.
Marines look good.
Yeah, they weren't horrible models, but
It wasn't
I
Beaky.
do
The
like the
Beaky
fact
Marines
that
were gone by
this
now.
Bigelow guy gives them five stars, and it does set the tone for wargaming at this point.
Yeah, well, this was at the time. This was the only war game. Like they
Yeah,
tried battle system and shit like that, but this is the only one that actually mattered.
but throughout the whole thing, it just talks about the the amount of uh, the way the orcs look, their monopose. But he says, but the game is great and
That was
everything.
the
But
problem. There
he
wasn't
does,
variety, right? Like you'd get 1,000 of the
no, I
same
mean
post.
the
Yeah.
orc, all you had 20 orcs that look the same.
Yeah, that's what I
They
found
had
with the
Viking,
Warhammer box
they
set
have
we
an
had
axe,
too.
they have the
Yeah.
bolt. But same with the Space Marines. The Space Marines are all this way.
Mm.
Your only variation was a flamer, and I don't even know if you had a missile launch at the time.
And it's not even like you could repose them in any way because they're
No,
pretty.
because it was the body was one piece plastic,
Yeah.
and then you push pin the hands and the weapon
Mm-hmm.
on the front, and it just sat on the cross.
Yeah.
But this starter set back in '94 came out and was only $60,
How many miniatures?
80.
Jesus Christ! Yeah. That's unheard of. You can't get like one
Yeah.
miniature for $80 anymore.
No, not from GW at least.
You could,
Yeah.
at the time, you're probably thinking, "Oh, that's a reasonable price." But if you could look into the future, you would have picked up like 6 of those boxes and go, "Yeah."
I
I'm
will
gonna
have to
sit
go
on this."
through my sets that I have and my figure cases and see if I still have this cardboard standee, because I didn't throw it away. I just don't know where I put it,
Yeah. That's funny.
because I held on to it. Once GW flipped the script and was WYSIWYG. At this point, it wasn't even WYSIWYG. At this point, if you don't know what WYSIWYG is, miniature gamer, it's what you see is what you get. Your model had to be that way.
You had to have
was more-
specific weapons and it had to be
Yeah, if
correct.
you said it had a missile launcher, it had to have a missile launcher. But I think that's more third edition than second edition. Yeah, I mean, I saw this, and I was like, and then I saw the standee, I was like, oh my god,
I didn't even know that that's what that was. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so as an orc player, you got a dreadnought in your starter set, but it was cardboard. Rob, do you have another one?
Yep, my last one is on page 52. The Game Lizards. Yeah, it's Roger E. Moore talking about the historical reference campaign source books, and it's obviously they're not selling well, so he has to get people to start buying them. And he gives ideas how to use them in fantasy, so you can get these books, and he goes through each one and tells you like, oh, you can use this for the setting or these for the characters. And
I can definitely see why they have a hard time selling these things.
They're very
It is
niche.
historicals.
Very
It's
niche,
very
yeah.
historicals, and you're not playing D&D because you want to relive a
yeah.
fantasy that you can do anywhere else.
But he's saying, yeah, like it's obvious you can use like these are obviously of course you can use them for that reason, right? Like but he's just trying to show like the plebes, hey, buy these. Once again, TSR is not known for going like being smart about how much they printed. So they probably overprinted. They probably printed as many as these they did as the other handbooks, and it's like, no, you should have done a smaller print.
I would even wager guess to put a number on it and say they probably printed 1,000.
They were courting the traditionalists of, say, tabletop miniatures who play Napoleonics.
Yeah.
Like, there is a subset of people who want to play historical. They don't want to have laser rifles. They want to do the Battle of Hastings.
They don't want magic. No magic.
So I can see that could lure in some more people into the player base. Yeah, you don't want to fight dragons. So yeah, who does? But do you want to play this?
Yeah.
But the core, I think, the meat and potatoes of the role playing, they want the high fantasy.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Like, I'm sure they are really interesting books. Probably as even historical documents, they're probably pretty fun. But yeah, to spend, I don't know how much they were. I think they were like $10 each. To spend money you could have spent on actual D&D stuff, on this stuff, I could see why you'd be like, yeah, niche. Like Jack said, it's like how many historical players are really out there that want to start playing a role playing game? Probably not that many.
Exactly.
You caught a few, and now you have to try to convince fantasy players to buy these books. So I'm curious if they're more rare now or what, because if they didn't sell, they would have had to destroy them, right? So I wonder if these books are more rare.
Well, I mean, you'd have to see how much they're going for. I don't think they're going for very much. So
yeah, it could be that they just dumped the stockpiles into the market anyway, so it was super cheap prices and they were out there.
At some point, there's a non-zero amount of books that the covers were torn off and mailed back. Probably.
I don't think they did that with role-playing games. They only did that with novels. I don't think role-playing games didn't have the same return policy as novels do.
Okay.
So
okay.
I think bookstores
in general,
for sure
have that policy. So if
but I don't think
a Walden book,
but I think since it's a game, I don't think it counts. Because that's why they didn't get TSR never got in trouble for other role playing games over sucking them. It was the books that killed them because all the books got returned, and that's what really killed them. It was never the game itself. It was their overabundance of just printing shit tons of novels for no reason. Like we've seen some crazy novels that TSR is printing. We're like, this has nothing to do with anything TSR. They're just printing crazy shit. So
Buck Rogers.
Not even that. At least that's something
amazing.
Related. Yeah, they have some weird shit. So I thought it was just interesting that Roger's trying to sell these. He's in charge of publication, I think, at the others on the actual TSR side now. So I think this is his first project. Was, hey, we got all these books, sell them, buddy. So
sell them, buddy. Yeah.
It was his test, probably.
All right. Let's. I got one more. I'm just gonna touch on it. It was an exceedingly long article, and just kind of want to rant at it.
What's that?
Page 35. 7 steps to building a 6. I mean, this article had some good information if you wanted to design a castle, and if you didn't know about the different castle layouts, like the Mott and Bailey and all that other stuff. But you did not need to go through 15 pages of every part of the castle, especially if you're just going to be doing this for your game. For God's sakes, this could have been a 4-page article at best. And it would be 4 pages mainly because you would be taking up 2 pages of just pictures.
Yeah.
Of these things. I mean, all you need is the list of how much things cost for your game. Maybe you didn't need a whole page on explaining how the different modules on the tower were built and stacked or whatever. I mean, that's fairly evident.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like when you're playing in a game, it doesn't matter how it was built. It's there. Like you're not building it yourself. You're not an architect out there in the field building this castle.
So I mean, this could have been just wound down to the types of castles built, like the Mott and Bailey, the curtain wall, the concentric castles, the enclosed keep, and all that other stuff. And then the price of cost of materials that you would need to let your players know when they get to a certain level. As a paladin in our D&D game, this is what's going to cost to build this castle, and things like that.
Yeah, it is. This article would have been, 7 years ago, from the point of when this was published, not 7 years from us, but
Yeah, yeah.
would have been in one of the magazines that Dragon Magazine crushed. Like
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like
Or like in was it strategic? The original one, the strategic, whatever it was.
yeah, like that. This article would have been at home there. I
Yeah, what was
think.
that other magazine that they absorbed into them? Remember early on, it was like a historical
Yeah,
magazine.
that if I could remember, I would
I
say,
can't
hey,
Yeah.
remember.
this
I know
belongs in.
they absorbed the
Co-
sci-fi one,
Yeah, Aries.
and then
But comment
and then,
below if you remember what the historical when they tried to absorb in and have historical articles, and then they just gave up because nobody cared.
yeah, and this borderlines that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it only because the fact that you uh, are shown how to build or the costs and the building it,
The very last page, yeah.
and everything is built on a graph paper to get your because just like anyone else, I was a big fan of drawing on graph paper to make different dungeons or different castle keeps and things like that in my spare time in the 8th grade. Uh, but yeah, but this article exceedingly long, and I got maybe 3/4 of the way done. I was like, God damn, this was
It just
didn't
keeps
need to be
going.
this long.
It just keeps
Just
going.
didn't need to be this long. It just didn't. And uh,
I
it,
paid
it,
I paid $4 for this magazine. I'm not getting my money's worth.
Yeah.
It's half of it is this one article about a castle
yeah.
through history.
And the sad thing is, I read it, and then the 3 pages at the beginning that explain other things, I've since forgotten about it because I was just going, oh God, what's more stuff? Too much. It's too much.
Much too much.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to use this, it's still a good article in that sense for building, but you do not need all of it. You just need like 4 pages at best out of this thing.
You just need to know that it's twice the size of a hawk.
Yeah. Mm. An angry hawk at that with a lot of attitude. So,
Yeah. Falcon. I should.
Rob, you are done, right? I am done. Jack is done. Now we go to the dads ads. Jack, do you want to start us off on SMADs?
I'll start some smads. Can we go to page 31, please?
31.
It's right here.
Star Wars Adventure Journal, a new short story by Timothy Zahn in issue 1.
Mm.
Okay, this Star Wars Adventure Journal, I believe, is a dragon-like magazine or periodical of some sort
Periodical.
for the Star Wars universe in general, but presumably centering on the role-playing game with peripherals for because they've got a miniatures war game, they've got this, that, and the other thing. So all the Star Wars you would ever need in a subscription-based. My thing is, it tells you at the bottom, send a check or money order for $35 to Star Wars Adventure Journal subscriptions. It gives West End Games, so it's not some fly-by-night. This isn't a con job. The problem is, it doesn't say anywhere in the article if it's a monthly, bi-monthly. It doesn't say what it is. They're asking for money, but you don't.
They don't
know
tell you how much you're
exactly.
getting.
Yeah.
No, so it tells you what some of the
Well, you're going to get 4 issues right off the bat.
it tells you what some of the features in the magazine plan to be, like letters to the editor or whatever it is. This one's the Scouts Dispatch, so it's
Is
kind of.
You think this is like the West Coast Avengers? It's just first 4 issues.
It's just it. How don't insult Jack's West Coast Avengers. He loves them.
I love the West Coast Avengers. They were one of my favorite teams, especially the first 4.
How dare you?
I painted my enforcers the whatever that Iron Man silver red
Oh,
paint scheme is called. I forget. So he calls it silver something. I can't remember what it was called.
They call it
yeah.
no nose.
So I don't know exactly what you're getting in this, but if you were playing the role-playing game, and it looks like a resource similar to Dragon Magazine, but for your Star Wars universe.
Okay.
Yeah, but we don't know how much you get.
No.
Or how long it lasted, or I don't know anything about it. Could be.
All
It
All I
almost
know
sounds
is
like it's
just,
$35 for 4 issues. That's what it almost
well, that's
sounds
what it
like.
says. They send me 4 issues. That's what I think. And I wonder if it's just 4 issues,
That's it.
and then you're done.
That's
That's
crazy.
how I'm reading it.
Yeah,
But that's
that's
not a
nuts.
subscription though.
No, that
That's
isn't. Yeah, you're right.
purchasing 4 magazines.
So strange. And $35, that's like $10 a magazine. Almost. It's like $8 a magazine.
So in my mind, that was a promotional for
Yeah,
4 magazines that issue 1 through 4 are out. No one's bought them. Well,
We'll
if we
send
get a
those to you, then
subscription,
you'll keep going. Yeah.
then you get the subscription. I don't know. So if anyone knows, if anyone did it, don't know.
It looks to me like, oh, I guess it is. I can see Western Games trademarked on there now.
Yeah, yeah. It says for use with a Star Wars role playing game at the top. So
Well, I didn't know if Western Game itself was putting this out, or was this a third party?
no, it's
It
West End
says
Games. Yeah.
under authorization, and you send the money to West End Games. So yeah, don't know.
All right. Well, we'll move. If you do know, please comment below so Jack can be informed.
Yeah. Did you have the
We can
subscription?
all be informed.
Yeah. Rob, what do you got?
Let's go for page 2. Oh my God! There's another amazing engine thing. This time it's space. I cannot believe they're still putting these things out. I still can't believe I've never heard of these, and they keep pumping them out.
The galactose barrier. Sounds like a stomach problem.
I also like I think in the future I didn't pick it, so I'm going to mention it that they have a thing that I guess on the back of the book it says you have to buy the Amazing Engine core book for it, but in actuality all the rules are in this. So they were like scamming people to buy the core book when you didn't need it, and they put a retraction saying, "Oh, sorry, you don't actually need the core book. It's already in there." But yeah,
we didn't mean to fool you.
Scumbags.
I think they're trying to release so much. They're playing fast and loose. I guess my theory is the rules that they were going to put with that adventure wasn't supposed to be what was combined, but this one was done first, and the one that was going to be combined was, so they just grab that one, throw it in. The problem being all the information on the book and all of the things that had already been written said, oh, you need all this other stuff, which you would have bought with beforehand. It just seems like one of those things where someone's just, no one knows what the left hand's doing and the right hand's doing this.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, we'll sell them separately, and then they're like, well, we put it in there. Oh, well, yeah. They made the decision, but didn't tell anyone.
It's something like that happened, so they had to put an errata in an ad somewhere.
It's only $13.
Yeah.
How many pages? Does it say how many pages? I don't think it does.
13. It's $1 page.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if it's super small. Like I say, I've never seen these, so we'll never know.
Let's hit my ad. Page 45.
This is my ad too. I have something to say about this.
I wish this was a better scan because these things look pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was saying
Ultimate ATV and this Ghost Rider knockoff. I wish I had a better look at.
That Ralph Parth is so ahead of the game. Like these things are so beautiful compared to other miniatures.
Oh, Ralph! I mean, Grenadier started it was top, and then Ralph Parth really stepped up their game and pushed Grenadier out of the way. And then, Jesus! And then Citadel Miniatures takes over in a couple of years.
I say, look at that Ultimate ATV, and we'll go to page 71 and check out Palladium's version of it. Look how shitty Palladium's version of this looks compared to that. Right? Like it's not even comparison. Like very similar look, but Palladium's looks like a fucking child did it compared to Ralph Parth's.
It looks like it's made out of Play-Doh to me.
Yeah, it looks terrible. And yeah, Ralph Parth is just blowing it out of the water. It's like a Dino Rider.
It's not because the Palladium is that terrible. It's just that Ralph Parth is
so much better,
exceptional.
They really got their game up at this point. I do remember Ralph Parth was all my sets were Grenadier, and then all of a sudden all of my sets are Ralph Parth. Even TSR moved over from Grenadier to Ralph Parth because I still have some Ralph Parth Forgotten Realm sets that I have to paint up. Still.
Nice. Yeah, they were just so good, Ralph Parth. Still around now. It's Iron Wind Metals, and they just got bought by Catalyst Games, so absorbed.
Yeah, absorb. I think they're still going to
I
be Iron Wind. I think they'll just
yeah,
be under
they're
the blanket,
yeah.
like an Asmodee kind of a situation. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if they're
Hopefully
still
better
gonna
than
do.
that.
Yeah, let's hope they succeed. I wonder if they're still gonna be doing the non-BattleTech stuff. Like they're still gonna focus on the old Realm
I
Planet
did
stuff,
kind of ask, and they still said they have the things, and they're still selling them
but they're
at
focusing
Gen
on
Con.
BattleTech.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be able to print all the out of old mechs that everyone still wants. That
cool.
Catalyst doesn't have.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. They did the old ones in metal, where the Catalyst was doing the new ones in plastic,
Yeah,
and now they don't care because they're all one company. So it's all good.
yeah.
It's all good
Uh,
in the hood.
And
uh,
the miniature at the bottom left hand, the Shade Mirror Encounters uh, back Backesh models. It's the big ogre looking guy and the guy on the
mhm.
horse. Somewhere I've seen that painted up. It was either in the last episode, so like last issue, or this one in a review of some sort. And you can tell they paint up wonderfully. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can tell that it'd probably be a pleasure to paint
Yeah.
these.
Imagine how heavy that fucking thing is. If these are all white metal, right? So if that's
Yeah.
a 28 millimeter guy and a horse, look how fucking big that is.
They're all lead.
Not anymore. Because who was it that was angry? The guy who does this
Yeah. I
the
forget
Bigelow,
whichever
isn't
article
it?
that was.
Yeah, it's the guy who does the Through the Looking Glass. Robert
Oh yeah,
Bigelow.
yeah, yeah.
He's like, I want to chew on my miniatures and get lead poisoning. Jack, you don't have any more ads?
No, I do not.
Rob, you have another one?
I have I had this one. I do have Strahd, but I don't remember which page it's on. I think it's at the end, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 124, I think.
No, it isn't this one. It's in
No.
another book. It's at the end. Anyways, it's just I was going to talk about Strahd. If we can, I'll just scan really quickly. People are getting sick right now seeing me scan up. If I can
Oh,
find
but we
it.
can vamp. We can entertain with
Vamp with your vamp selves.
with regaling with tales of our
I am
adventures.
also scrolling very fast for Rob to help him look.
Oh, so it's just me talking.
Yeah, keep going. I'm talking with you as I can do this. I can multitask.
Okay.
I
See, I'm
can.
multitasking. It's on page 34.
Hey, look at you. Jack never even got a chance to vamp. Anyways, Strahd. I just want to mention this because I read this book. Obviously, it's the definitive Ravenloft book. I think it's the book that if you're going to play Ravenloft, you should read this book. It's such a good. It's
Yeah,
it's the
this is
memoirs
one
of
this is
of
one
the
that
bad
gets
guy.
you, juices.
Yeah,
Get your juices rolling for Ravenloft.
and it kind of gives motivation behind Strahd. Like he has a jilted lover or I think she dies or something. But yeah, it's such a good book that I suggest it to anyone. Strahd. That was it.
So,
It took a long time just to
well,
find it for me to just say it's a good book.
all right. So, and then we'll just wrap up quickly, and we'll do my last ad. It's just a nice little shout out to page 89. Achtung Baby.
Yeah.
Shadowrun's Germany source book. You know, great source book, especially if you wanted to run a European campaign that wasn't England.
And if you want to, I think one of the Harebrained Schemes games takes place in Germany too, doesn't it? I believe so.
Yes, I think so too. Yeah, I believe so too. So, Shadowrun coming around. Germany source book.
Shadowrun. Yeah. That good old Facet. You never had to worry about not having books from Facet. They put out so many freaking books.
They did so much.
Not so much for probably as much Shadowrun. They think Shadowrun had a lot, but BattleTech just had so many books.
Oh, BattleTech a ton, and I think Shadowrun's a close second.
Yeah, and then there's what is it, Earthdawn?
They put a shit ton of Earthdawn.
Yeah, they were prolific writers. These guys, they just and it's not like they were bad. Like every single one is. It doesn't seem like it's just shit out.
And the
like,
artwork. I mean,
yeah,
they put
beautiful
up
art.
books,
Yeah,
artworks even for Earthdawn. So
yeah, it's amazing that they could put out that much stuff and it still not just be claptrap, right? Like it wasn't just bullshit that they were just recycling stuff, and it was pretty amazing.
Exactly.
To be that prolific in your writing, to be able to just have, because it wasn't large groups. It's like a few writers and all these things. Like it's pretty amazing, and I applaud them because they have way more stuff than D&D does at this time. Like it's crazy.
Yes, that's a ton. So
Yeah.
all right. Well, I guess we're all done with our ads. We're all done with our things. We're gonna
I think
share, subscribe.
We actually did it pretty quick, unlike Jack's episodes.
Yeah,
I'm not pointing fingers, but Jack, he likes
that
to
talking.
ramble. Yeah, he rambles a lot.
And the amount of times he asks for people to comment is shameful. But
And he
that being
behind.
said,
Well, let's pull back the curtain a bit. He also behind the scenes, he makes sure we have extra articles. Like he demands us to have extra articles.
yes,
He pretends he doesn't like them, but he demands it.
he says
The smirching of my good name.
If
This
I
is
had
a fantasy. This
if
is
I had $1 for
fiction.
every time Jack said, "Okay, I'm going to have 3 or 4 articles this time," so try to keep up. And I'm
Well,
like,
what he
"All
does
right,
is
I'll
he
see
picks
what I can
articles and
do."
makes us read them, and then we have to talk about them. That's like sometimes we have a lot to talk about is because Jack made us talk about those ones.
That's true. I remember those. Yeah, those are the,
No.
especially when he's the host. We get an outline and
Oh yeah,
even a script. I mean,
yeah.
we're allowed to
Some of the jokes I
adapt
say,
with it on the
yeah,
script.
there's very little actual like.
Oh no, no. I put my foot down there. The jokes Rob says I has nothing to do with.
Yeah, it's all scripted. Jack wrote them all.
Jack writes all the material.
There's actually I have a what are they called, the
teleprompter.
teleprompter in front of me. I'm just reading what Jack's actually typing as I'm reading it.
I'm shocked that we still have.
I'm Ron Burgundy?
Some of the stuff that Rob gets away with. Some of the bombs he drops.
Well, luckily we're not monetized, so we can't be demonetized.
Exactly.
Well, that's why we need a merch store. That's what our shirts have been flying off the shelves. We're making bank now. So.
Yeah, we need a
stickers, magnets. We've made a pretty good haul.
Yeah,
I think. What?
Yep. What?
Jack. This is Jack's side business. He doesn't tell us about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Let us know. Love hearing from yous. And for the Dragon's Tome, I've been your host, Chopper.
And I'm Jack.
There's nothing blue behind me. What is behind my hand? That's odd. Good night.